There we go. All right, welcome everybody.
Oh, we have Courtney jumping on. All right.
Amazing.
Nice.
So
Well,
I'm going to share my screen and then Lisa is going to take it away. Ooh, I'm
I
sure
love tech.
all my secrets are out for everybody to see.
Welcome. Welcome to this little stars and spaces introduction. We thought we'd do a little overview and let you know who we are, why we're doing this. So I am Lisa Morton. I am an interior designer and a certified advanced practitioner of interior alignment feng shui. I'm really passionate about spaces. For years, I've been in the interior design industry for 20 years, and for years, I loved making things beautiful. But then I got to the space where I really wanted to create spaces that help people thrive, right? I went through my own mental health and well-being struggles, and I had to learn how to create a space to support my body. Well, my home was beautiful at the time, it didn't support me the way I needed. So I've been so passionate about feng shui, about holistic homes, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. Maggie, I'll let you take over.
Okay. Well, my name is Maggie. I'm so excited that you guys are here to listen to us talk about things that we're passionate about, and hopefully we can teach you something that helps you to feel really, really good, whether it's in your just like day-to-day life in the world or it's coming home to a place that is really supportive for you. I'm an astrologer. I'm also a licensed massage therapist, a Reiki master. I teach yoga, but astrology is my favorite of all of those things. I specialize in providing astrological insights to high-performing entrepreneurs in order to create strategies that will magnify their actions. I also love working with families and individuals to help create a really deep sense of understanding. And I really believe that when we approach people in situations with understanding, that we can really get into unconditional love and we stop expecting everyone around us to be just like we are, and we can see them for who they are and appreciate them and like see their value and fall in love with them all over again. Um, so I'm going to share a little bit about 2024. But first, we'll go back to 2023 because I have so much fun looking at the astrology of what's going on in the sky and then looking down on Earth and seeing kind of what's going on in a bigger sense, not just our little individual lives, but kind of the collective. So I want to talk about last summer. I don't know if you remember, but there was a movie that came out that set the tone for like the entire summer. And I believe that the Pantone color of the year also went with that same theme. And the movie was the Barbie movie. And ironically, it came out on the same day that Venus went retrograde in Leo. And one of the reasons that I just think that that is so cool is because that is Barbie is kind of from the past. I think she started in like the 50s or 40s or maybe even the 30s. I know it was a couple decades ago where Barbie really got her high pedestal that she stood on for so long. So the fact that something from the past came right back into our focus, right into our line of sight. That's kind of a retrograde sort of a quality. And Venus is the feminine planet. When I look at someone's natal chart, I look to see where Venus is if I want to know what you're attracted to, or like if I were to drop you off at the mall, what stores would you gravitate towards? Like, what do you find pleasure in? What is fun for you? Like, how do you those parts of who we are as people? That's what Venus represents. And to have Venus in this loud, flashy Leo is just the perfect representation of Barbie. And to have Barbie come back from the past right into the present, right into where we are right now, I just can't think of a better way to like personify a Venus retrograde in Leo. So that was a really influential part of the summer. I feel like you know, I was expecting to see a lot of Barbie and Kens for Halloween, but I didn't go out. So I couldn't tell you if there were a lot of Barbie and Kens for Halloween, but I saw the ads for it so many times and it was so much fun and everything was pink. I got a pink onesie, like a hot Barbie pink onesie that it was a hand-me-down and I felt like hot stuff strutting around wearing it over the summer. So I just think that I see Cheryl's got the Barbie pink on, so the trend is still proliferating forward. But not only was it like, it's also what Barbie stood for. Like Barbie had jobs. She had passions. She was, you know, she had her dream house. She had her dream car. She was a scientist. She was a librarian. She had all these roles. And, you know, just bringing that forward. Women kind of broke the economy this summer. Beyonce, Taylor Swift, they sold really high volumes of concert tickets. And that's like the Barbie dream. And so the fact that they released the Barbie movie the day that Venus turned retrograde in Leo, like I kind of have goosebumps right now because that is a perfect way to kind of summarize what Venus looks like when she's in Leo. It's Barbie. Um, so that was a fun part of 2023. There were a lot of headlines that kind of corresponded with the things that were going on in the cosmos as well. We've had a lot of stuff with AI going on, and we can look in the sky and we can see that reflected by the cosmos. There was some violence that happened in October that was horrible to witness, and we can see that in the sky as well. So my intention is not predicting the future. I'm not trying to like tell you that this is exactly how things are going to unfold in 2024. But what I want to do is I want to tell you what the energies look like in the sky and kind of give little analogies and say, okay, you know, this Mars and Mercury together in the sky right after Christmas can add a lot of heat to our words. It can add words that cut people down and are more likely to hurt someone's feelings. So if we know that approaching Christmas, we can equip ourselves and we can prepare and we can say, okay, like I am going to wait until I have all the information before I say anything. Or I'm going to remember that these people that I'm talking to are my loved ones and like what am I willing to cut them down over? And just kind of have that sense of awareness. And then we can approach things from center versus being really pulled one way or the other. So let's talk a little bit about 2024 now that we've reviewed just a very small piece of 2023. What really stands out to me about this new year in particular is almost all of the planets are in direct motion as we enter January 1st. Last year, Mercury was retrograde. I think Jupiter was retrograde. There are a bunch of planets that when we look up at the heavens from Earth, it appears like they're moving backwards in their cycle. They're really not, but that's just what it looks like from our position in the cosmos. So when planets are retrograde, I like to think of it like, you know how a DJ spins the DJ discs and they make sound? I like to think of him like spinning the discs backwards. And it's the same disc, like nothing has really changed. It's a little slower. Like it's harder to get it to spin that way. So this year, almost everything is going to be moving forward. It's going to be moving directly. So I think that as we cross the threshold into the new year, it's going to be more like going down a slip and slide versus walking through thigh-high deep water, where we have to like kind of put effort into get that momentum to take the step forward. So if you just think back to last January 1st, and if you can remember how you felt. Were you feeling motivated? Were you feeling sluggish? That's a really long time ago. We've all slept a lot since then. So I can understand if you're like, yeah, I don't have any idea what last New Year's was like. So this one, we're getting ready. We're looking ahead. We're kind of making little plans. We're going to talk about that a little bit more here in a moment, but that's something that I like to offer to people as an opportunity to look forward and to look within. In addition to a lot of forward momentum as we go into the new year. Two, the sun and the moon are both in earth signs on January 1st. We have the sun, which is our outer expression, kind of how we operate out here in the world, or how our life force energy comes out. It's earth, it's Capricorn. So it's a little bit more reserved. If you think about the elements, I feel bad I did not introduce all of them. We have earth, air, fire, and water. Earth is the sturdiest of all of them. If you think of like a big boulder compared to a fire, you can't really like put fire in a container or like grab fire and make it sit down. Whereas earth it's concrete, it's quantifiable, it's measurable. So all of our personalities are going to tend very subtly towards practicality, towards being reserved, towards like being deliberate with our actions instead of moving in the shortest path to get there. Like we want to calculate it out a little bit better because we want to know that the steps that we are taking are efficiently getting us in the direction that we're going. Now, with the sun being there and the moon being also in an earth sign, we have like there's a coherence between our inner world and our outer world. They're like speaking the same language. So instead of having a fiery emotional body where something triggers us and we want to react right away, like the spark that lit off the firework, it's our emotional body it's probably not going to feel that way. It's probably going to be more practical. It's gonna, like, if you do have an emotional reaction to something, I think our first thought will be like, okay, so what can I do about this? Or what steps can I take to alleviate this problem that I'm facing? So to me, that's really exciting. I kind of like New Year. I don't like going out and getting drunk and like being tired the next day. I just like a clean slate. I like to I like to have a fresh start. I like to have this feeling of like the world is my always, like I can make anything happen because there's nothing clogging anything up. I'm free to make new decisions now. And I think that we'll all be able to have access to that a little bit more. We will have a greater capability of having an idea and then knowing the steps to take in order to bring that intangible thing into this reality that we're living in. Yeah, am I good? Lisa, what do you think?
Good. No,
Okay.
I'm okay. So I have to jump in really quick. I'm almost blown away because even though we have two different ways we practice our work, there's so much that's aligned. And just it's so amazing to see and hear. So the whole time you're talking, I'm like, ooh.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Are you good?
I
Should I
think,
jump in?
yeah, I think I
Okay.
think that's what I wanted to say. Does anyone have any questions or do we want to save those? We want to save those for the end.
Let's save those at the end. So if anybody wants to jump off and like go
Yeah,
get their jammies on or go tend to their children or whatever.
perfect.
And because then you and I can hang around for a while if anyone has questions. So two things that I use along with my work. One is numerology, and the other thing is the Chinese zodiac. So different from Maggie's form of astrology, right? Because it connects to my feng shui work. So they're really powerful at letting us know, kind of like Maggie said, just kind of what to expect, right? We're not predicting anything. It's just kind of what energy we can kind of, what kind of vibe to expect. So I have some notes about 2023 and 2024, and it was really mind blowing to go back through and read some of these notes that I had taken about the numerology and the Chinese zodiac of 2023. So I thought I would share some of those. I didn't get into Barbie, Maggie, but so 2023 was actually a 7 year, and this was all about going inward, right? It was all about this introspection, connecting to our intuition. And I don't know about you, but I really had a shift in my intuition this year. A lot of self-love, and maybe that's kind of connected to the Barbie, maybe the feminine, the girly, taking that time for self-love, self-care. And also is a really big clutter clearing theme, to rid ourselves, our bodies, our spaces of those things that we don't need anymore, right? So yeah, a 7 year. And the Chinese zodiac animal was the yin water rabbit. So when we talk yin and yang, yin is something that's very still, quiet, small, gentle, delicate, like a spa. Okay. And then something that's yang is something very active, loud, dance club, Chuck E. Cheese, right? So it was the yin water rabbit. And then you think about water. So in the feng shui world, we use a 5 element system, different from Maggie's. It's fire, earth, water, wood, and metal. And then think about a rabbit. A rabbit's this sweet, kind of quiet. He just hops around and does his little thing, right? So it's a very, very specific kind of energy. Okay. Moving into 2024, it's going to move to an 8, numerological value of 8. And this is the year to embrace your power. 8 equals abundance too, which is really cool. I mean, I don't know, I'll take some more, right? It's also a time to take action and really create that life that you want for yourself, that life and that balance that you want. I know so many people, including myself, have been looking for more balance. This year felt a little off kilter. And so creating that balance in our lives. So go do it, like push forward and create that balance for yourself this year. It's all about integrating those lessons and those experiences from 2023. It's time to integrate, use everything you learned during that time, and now it's time for the adventure. So following the Chinese zodiac, are you ready? This is big. We're moving into the Yang Wood Dragon. So Yang, so crazy Chuck E. Cheese vibe, right? And then wood, and then the dragon. So if you think about a wood element, the wood element is all about like growth and expansion, renewal, healing, refreshing, revitalization. So this is really a year for your talents, your strengths to emerge again, those things you were working on all last year. It's time for it to come to fruition, which is really cool. Yeah, again, had all those seeds that you planted in 2023. I know I did a lot of background work on my business, a lot of those things that really aren't fun. And so I'm happy, I'm hopeful it's going to come all to fruition. It's time to step into your strengths and stand and be very grounded this year. Okay. My teacher, I wrote this down because I wanted to share it with you. My Denise Lin, who created Interior Alignment Program, this whole style of feng shui, and she does all kinds of different trainings. And I learned my energetic space clearings through her and everything. She shared this with us recently on a call, and she said, here's what she recommended we use for the year. Okay, a little quote. Okay, it is, or a little mantra or affirmation, if you will. What I am is enough, just as I am. I like that, and I'm excited to use it. I'll say it again. I'm sorry, not what. Who I am is enough, just as I am. Who likes that? I like it. So this Yang Wood Dragon, right? It's, as I said, it's expansion and growth and like reaching all those things, but it could get a little bumpy, right? Because you have a dragon who breathes fire to burn up the wood, right? So, I mean, it's just going to be this big, bumpy, kind of wild ride, but that's great because you do have the tools, right? We can meditate, we can do yoga, we can do our deep breathing exercises, we can have our planner and journal in it and have things to support us along the way to work to be grounded, to work towards, that balance in your life, to work towards those things. So again, there might, very could be political shakeups, who knows, right? Those kind of things could happen, but you focus on what you can do to keep yourself grounded and do those things. So with that, Maggie and I, it was actually all Maggie's idea. I'm going to do it. She just came up with this beautiful plan, and I'm so excited to be part of it. It's like a support staff together in a book. How about that? And then we are going to go through our journal. Some of you actually already purchased the journal. They are on order. They will get to you as soon as we can get them to you, ASAP. Maggie, do you want me to run through the journal and then you can go through the membership?
Yeah, deal.
Okay, so I know some people wanted to see the journal and everything. This is what it looks like. So it was actually a collaboration of three of us, right? It's this beautiful connection of astrology, feng shui, and then psychology, right? So it encompasses everything to support you throughout the entire year. It's a hardcover, great little journal that, or I'm sorry, planner. I always call my planners journals, guys. Sorry, but it's a great little planner to slide in your purse because I don't know about you, but I take my planner everywhere. I doodle in it, I draw in it, I take notes as I'm at the grocery store of something I want to make, right? 5.5-ish by 8.5 inches. So it's a good little size hardcover, which is nice. So it's durable too. It's not going to get beat up. If you want to scroll to show the calendar. Oh gosh, we have so many goodies. Oh, stop. Okay, so the book, we
didn't
Bagua map.
practice.
So no, but this is so fun. The Bagua map. We took a Bagua map and we paired it with the Zodiac, which I've never seen before, but we put it together so you have this cool understanding. And in the quarters, so we're going to have a membership group, and in the quarters, we're going to go through and explain some of these deeper. Maggie also, I don't know if you want to get into this, but has these great ways to connect with the moon. And I don't know about some of you guys, the moon has been just an excellent way for me to shift into more of this. It's an easy way, right? It's not overwhelming. There's the full calendar, which is beautiful. You can see all the dates, but then there's also specific notes in there. She has the new moon, full moon noted, and then larger spaces so you can write down all your appointments. You know, you have to take your dog to get groomed, you have a doctor appointment. So that all those like root chakra kind of grounding, you got to pay your electric bill kind of things can go in like the full calendar on the side. And here's like the best overall part, which I'm so excited about, is it's kind of a support staff right there to help you, right? We have the 3 sections. We have the astrology section for each month. So Maggie went through and created this page to support you through the entire month, following what's happening up in the sky with the moon, everything. I have a section of feng shui. So I get into the Bagua map. I get into the 5-element system, how to use the different elements to support yourself. And all kinds of good things. Like, hey, today's a really good day to declutter because XYZ, right? And then there's a third part that gets into your well-being, like, you know, just some thoughtful things. And it's a really cool planner. So thank you for allowing us to share this with you guys. I know some of you have seen on social media, we've been sharing about it, and you know, finally had it completed and ready to go for purchase. So yeah, it is $45. And then we did create something really cool for everyone. Maggie, why don't you, they probably are tired of hearing from me. You can gab about this.
I could really listen to you all day. So we have the planner that I am so excited. I just think the reason that we put all of this together is so you have a framework to follow to cover all of these different bases in life, because I personally, I sometimes think that life is a little bit overstimulating. There's a lot to think about, like Lisa had mentioned. We have to make sure we have our bills paid, and we have to make sure we're not putting poison in our body or on our body or around our body. And this is a consistent, like very natural system that goes with the ebbs and the flows of the universe. And it provides time for us to try hard and put effort into things, and an equal amount of time for us to pull back a little bit and let ourselves replenish everything that we've expended. And I think that that's unique, because I don't think the world works that way. I think that we run really hard all the time. And I think that there are seasons of life for that. But I think overall, we need exhales and we need inhales. So we need to be awake and we need to be asleep. We need to try hard and we need to rest hard. So this is just, the planner is a framework to follow. This now, stars and spaces, is a step further. So if you want to have a little bit more interaction with what you're looking at as you are working through your planner, what we will do, Lisa and I will facilitate a call just like this on a quarterly basis where I will give an analysis of the astrology that I'll try to go slower next time. I feel like I went really fast because I was so excited. But I'll lay out some of the main points of what's going on over the quarter and some key dates that, there's a little extra fire in the sky. So let's be mindful of how we're using our words and our bodies, that we're not burning bridges without meaning to. Or this day is going to be really lucky. So set up a spa day and like just just have so much fun. So it's just enabling us to kind of be even of further assistance to you and help you utilize the tools that you have within you, but also that we've provided in the planner. From the astrological interpretation, Lisa then will add in her feng shui takes, and she will, knowing what is going on in the cosmos, she will be able to generate some more actionable steps that you can take within your home and your any space that you dwell in. Maybe it's your fitness room is where you spend a lot of time, or your office, or just your living quarters, and that way this all this work becomes like we become immersed in it, and then we are just without it becomes like breathing. It becomes easy to think in this term of like, okay, well, I'm going to build up, I'm going to say yes to the commitments this week because I know that the energy is on its way up, and then next week I'll do my hermit my hermit mode, and I'll stay home and I'll clean and I'll do all my quiet little things. So that's kind of, I think, what we're offering here. Absolutely, definitely. Um, when you join us, you'll get access to the 4 quarterly calls. I think those will probably be between 60 and 75 minutes. We'll have more information to relay, and then also open it up for questions or yeah, questions
I
and
love the Q&A. Maybe we can share like what's going on, current events a little bit and
yeah,
answer questions like how to, you know,
yeah,
support ourselves.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Have some a few ideas for like guided meditations in there and all kinds of fun things. So it's going to be a really great year.
yeah. And we both of us have so many skills that kind of fall into this little area. We're both yoga teachers, we both Reiki, we're energy people. So I just, by having two heads instead of one, I think that we'll be able to help you just even more than just one little person.
Plus, it's fun to do stuff like this together, isn't it?
This is the best. Um, yeah,
Well,
and we'll
do you
have,
want to open up to Q&A regarding the yearly membership, the journal, or just like your past year, what to expect 2024? If anybody has any questions.
yes, and please unmute yourself if you do have a question.
For Lisa,
Yes, ma'am.
can you explain to me what a Bhagwan map is?
So we Bogwell Map is a tool, and there's 9 different guas, and I use this when I'm doing a feng shui consultation on someone's house. So it tells me when I align this up, it tells me where your wealth and abundance corner is, right? Because then we can do all kinds of beautiful things to like grow your wealth and abundance. We connect with your health area in the center of your home. So if you leave here not learning nothing else from me tonight, know that the centermost area of your home is like really the spot to love on because it connects to all the other areas. So clean it, put a bouquet of flowers right there. Okay. It also helps us learn basically just all the 9 different guas connected to each gua. There's colors, seasons, numbers, directions, and it just helps me understand the layout of your space. So I can provide you with whatever you need to go forward. We're working with your goals and everything. So yeah, and bringing it all into balance.
I like to think of it as reflexology for your house. Like this part of your house corresponds to this part of your life. Like this part of your hand corresponds to your neck. I think
I
it's
love that. I love it. See, this is why we need to do this together. That's perfect analogy.
That gives me a good visual, Maggie.
yeah. May, do you have a question? Oh. Can you I need you to unmute.
Am I better now?
Yes.
Thank you.
I can hear
Thank
yeah.
you. Yeah, no, I've always been interested in the feng shui. And I think there's certain areas in my home that is not, it doesn't feel like home. It's not warm. So, I mean, Lisa will go into all of this now. So she'll be able to kind of see how my house is and what the rooms are, or how does that work?
So for our monthly call, I mean, I always do offer one-on-one consultation with clients if you want to dive in, right, to your specific home. A lot of the things I'm going to be sharing, because we have so many people that are going to be in the group with different homes, different layouts, different needs, different locations, everything.
Yeah,
There are going to be some general things like everybody would benefit from bringing in the water element this month because of XYZ, right? Or little tips here or there. I don't know, declutter this drawer or make
Yeah.
sure to, you're using your front door. Make sure you can see the numbers on your mailbox, different things like that. So it's going to be a little more universal.
Okay.
But if you do want to dive in a little deeper down the road, I'm happy to help you with that.
You can do a one-on-one and.
Sure. Yeah.
Good, good. So the whole package. So we're talking about the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Oh, wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And I'm sure
Yeah.
Maggie can tell you more. I worked on her yoga studio, and that's actually how Maggie and I met years ago. She had a studio, and I walked in one day. I was new to town, and she was so friendly, and we just instantly connected and had a lot of in common. And I was able to teach there, which was really cool. So she was also kind of my guinea pig as I was implementing some of these holistic approaches into my design work.
Oh, great. Well, I'm looking forward to 2024. I think 2023 was a difficult year in a lot of ways. A lot of ways.
Does anyone have anything exciting that they want to share that they have planned for 2024? I think it's always great to end with some positive vibes going.
Well, in 2024, I certainly want to be able to do all the traveling that I was planning to do this year. On October the 9th, our luggage was at the door to go to Israel and Jordan. And then in Maui, the fire started in the north part of Maui. So, I mean, it was, like I said, it was an unbelievable, crazy year. I mean, God saved us and we're all okay because we never did get on that plane to Israel and Jordan. But I'm hoping that 2024, we've got about 4 or 5 trips planned, that it'll happen. Let's hope so. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there's actually a location, a gua of the Bagua map that connects to travel and movement. So if you want to get moving, so here I'll give you guys a little tidbit. And if anybody has to go ahead and go. We're just gonna finish up with some Q&A. But if you're walking in your front door, so you're walking through and then your back is to the door, immediately to your right, to your far right corner of your home, I want you to do something there that represents the trips you want to go on. Maybe it's a book. Maybe you want to go to Spain, so you want to learn Spanish. So place a Spanish book there, right? Or images or artwork of where you want to go.
Oh, great. Great.
Yeah,
well, this is going to be fun because, it's all these tidbits that, are going to create a lot in my house as well. So I'm excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so it won't start really, you said quarterly, so mid-January, or when are you planning to start it?
Did we pick, I think January?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yes. And when I send this recording out to everybody, I'll send more of the detailed information if you want to sign up, but there is no pressure at all. And if you have any additional questions, you can send them back to me as well.
Okay, great.
And we'd plan to doing evenings as well. Of course, if anybody cannot make it, the replay will be sent out so you can just, watch at your convenience. Um, yeah.
Well, I'm excited. Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything exciting for 2024?
Oh, Cheryl.
Cheryl, I know you got something good.
Well, I'm hoping, Lisa, I always have hope that I can get some remodel going with my lake house. I was emailing you about that, but I do have two questions. One of them is for Maggie, which I totally do not understand. Maggie, you mentioned several times something retrograde.
Yes.
I have no idea what that means.
Let me tell you. So it's really just an illusion. So if you were to go out onto your porch and look up at the sky and find Jupiter, normally Jupiter's moving this way, but when Jupiter is retrograde, it looks like it's moving the opposite way. So it's an illusion from our position here on Earth when we look up into the sky. And depending on what planet is retrograde, the sun doesn't go retrograde and the moon doesn't go retrograde.
Okay.
I think everyone else does. So that just highlights an area in our lives where we should slow down and like reflect a little bit more before we proceed. And it's not a scary time. It's not meant like sometimes people are like, oh, don't buy a house or don't sign a contract. But I really don't subscribe to that. I think that if I were to get an offer, like if I were to see my dream house and it was for sale and I could afford it, I would absolutely buy it, but I would have someone else like look over everything a second time before I went through with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then are you going to, you or Lisa, post like a link? Have I missed it? Like to join this group? I don't know if I am missing a link for this or what.
I'll send it out after.
So it hasn't come yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We kind of want
Okay.
to announce the journal and then do this, kind of give a little forecast and go from there.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
You didn't miss it. Amy, what do you have? Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
Courtney. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to share. So last New Year's Eve, I have two daughters. They're 15 and 11. I made both of them sit down and write a letter to themselves on New Year's Eve. And I wrote one myself, and it was all the things that we were going to leave in 2022 and all the things that we were going to manifest in 2023. And 12 months later, I have no idea what's in my letter, but I found them the other day and I was like, I cannot wait till New Year's Eve because we're going to open our letters and see what has transpired over the last year. And then I'm already thinking about the things I want to write in my letter for the next year. So I'm already thinking like, what do I want to leave in 23? What do I want to manifest in 24?
Lisa, that sounds like a great candidate for your feng shui. Or
Oh my gosh. Just quick little plug. I always, every year I do a free virtual vision board class. So it's free. We just do it on Zoom, a bunch of people, and I teach people a unique, I did it at Maggie's studio years ago.
That's
Oh
why
my
I'm in
gosh.
Florida. On my vision board, I had palm trees all over it. Isn't that funny?
Well, okay, so start
Sorry.
collecting your magazines now, your whatever, printing things out now. It'll be early January, so I'm sure you can get on my website and sign up for my newsletter or connect with Maggie too, and she'll get you connected. But it's I've used that Bagua map that we talked about to lay out your vision board, and it's really powerful. Helps you connect to all those different aspects of your life, from creativity to children or your childlike self, how you can be kind of silly, playful, to your career, to how people know you, your relationships, your health and well-being, all these different areas. So it's a really powerful way to lay it out, and it's super fun. It's just a free event. We have a good time and dream and wish and all those great things.
I'll get the info.
I'm going to keep pushing you, Amy.
Oh, you're
Oh.
muted.
You're muted.
There. Part of it is technology and not hitting the buttons. Right. So there's that. That's not my strong suit. On my phone, I can't see things very well. But I'm really excited. There's a lot of things that I dabble in, but I'm definitely not a master in. I use the moon mapping when I create my classes, the yoga classes. I use that each week. I look at that to kind of give me direction, which Cheryl knows this. We talk about that a lot in my class, or at least I dabble in it. I don't throw it out there and make it the whole focus, but I at least mention it's the new moon. If you have any intentions, goal setting, this is when you should do it this week, that kind of stuff. And I kind of format my class. I know a little bit about numerology and Chinese zodiac, but not a lot. So it's kind of like I know a little about a lot, but not a lot about everything. So feng shui is definitely something I'm not super familiar with. Astrology, I do have my Reiki certifications and IET. I've never practiced it. I have the knowledge, all levels. I've just never done anything with it. So my goal this year would be to try, push a little further, do a little bit more, step out of that comfort zone a little bit, and that's part of it. So I'm excited about this plan. I really, really
That's awesome. That's
really-
awesome, Amy. Maggie, what's a goal of yours?
Oh, I too have been working on a lot of the back end of my business, and I was just telling Charlie, I feel like I'm a car, and someone put a a cinder block on the gas pedal and then lifted me up off the ground. So my tires are just going like this, and I was like, today's the first day that I feel like someone put me down, and I can feel the ground moving, and so I want to continue with that. I want to feel like, you know, I'm moving instead of spinning. So and I feel it. I've been feeling like it's just right there. For this whole last year, I quit my job, like my job, it's so I can do things that I want to pursue. And that was really hard. It took me a year to quit my job because I love the people. So it just, I'm really excited to like make use of it, so it's not for nothing, because it was a tough decision. So, I'm excited to like lay more cinder blocks and stepping stones and like build more foundations. That's a big, big goal for me this year. Yeah.
Well, you're obviously meant to do this work because you're so good at it naturally, just passionate.
Thank you. What about you?
Oh my. So I'm going to do something this year I've been trying to do since before COVID. I did my first feng shui training in 2014, my advanced practitioner training in 2018, and I'm going to become a feng shui master this year. I applied. I haven't been accepted yet. I mean, like 99.9. I had to submit all this stuff, and anyway, so that will be winter, spring. I should be done by summer, and so then I can teach other people how to be a feng shui consultant. I can have my own feng shui school, and it's been a huge thing. Like I've wanted to learn, but I've also I have always told my husband someday I will check that box, and so I put it on. I started and stopped, and started and stopped, and this year it's going to happen. So I'm on cloud 9 about that. Any of our guests at the bottom that aren't on camera, if you want to pop on, no pressure, but you don't have to turn your camera on, but just let us know if there's something cool you're working on this year. And if we don't have any takers, that's okay too.
Hi, this is Sandy. I am hiding away from my daughter because she's almost 4, and if she sees me on my phone talking to someone, she needs to be involved. So, and I want to be fully present, or else I have my camera on. And plus, on my phone, it's a safe driving mode, and I don't know how to turn that off with Zoom. But anyway, I just want to say thank you both for your work. Everything you said with 2023 and 2024 truly resonated with me. Since I had my daughter, I've had a lot of trauma, and the hardest part of my life, I think, God willing, to occur. And there's been so much growth, and it's just goosebumps and tears in my eyes hearing you all talk about this. And I'm just so excited for you both to continue your good work. And it's just like what you said in 2024, it's like, all right, time to take action, time to, embrace my power. And I'm so glad you two are doing that. And I really think I'm going to do that as well. So thank you both for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to process this video. I'm going to put it into an email and I'm going to send you everything that you need. So I know, May, you bought a planner already. So there's going to be 2 links. So you can, it's $200 for the whole year for all the calls, and you get the planner as well. If you've already gotten one, then there'll be a code, or there'll be a special link where you can buy admittance or admission without getting a planner. And then I think that we'll even offer, if you just want to attend like one, like if we get to April and you're like, what the heck is going on? Then you can join that one if you want to. So I'll send out an email with everything that you need. I can't promise that I will do it tonight because I want to give myself time to get off of the lights so I can unwind, but I'm an early riser, so it'll come before the break of dawn.
No problem.
wonderful.
And then if anyone has any questions or needs anything, just respond to the email. It'll come right back to me and I'll be able to help you. So
Great.
thank you all for your time. Thank you, Lisa, for your time.
Thank you, Maggie, for your techie abilities.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you to both of you. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be a really good year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
We will
Looking forward to it, girls.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.